Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Singularity Roleplay. Tonight, we are back with Heart of Darkness, our alien cinematic uh, experience, where I get to lead these four intrepid adventurers through what will be a harrowing adventure where they're dealing with unknown extremophiles and what could possibly just be even more craziness, some of it being executed by their very own people in Promises for a Cat. I'll let them tell you more about that. We'll start in overlay order and let them introduce themselves. And starting with Janie.
Hi, Janie. I don't like going first, but I am first, and I am playing um, a character, SD, because that's what I call my character, who does not get killed and does not want to be here right now. And I am going to move it to the next person, please. Thank you.
I think that is me. Is that me? Yes. Okay.
Yes, that's you.
Hi. I am Sin, Synthetic 20 on all the social media that matters. I am here to play Dr. Hector Nelson, who has a fascination with aliens and a possible death wish because of their role of his role players promise that if they die, they get to play a cat next. It's there. It's been offered. Of course I'm going to go for it. Uh for now, for always, I use they them pronouns. My character, who hopefully will die soon, uses he him pronouns.
Is it me next?
Yes, that would be you next, Shock.
All right. So, hi, I am Shock Point Failure. I'm back here reprising my role as Security Officer Sajad, who is in charge of keeping all of these crazy scientists alive. I'm fairly sure this is going to be causing me to have some premature gray hairs sooner or later with Sin and their stated goals. But that's the thing. Also, speaking of cats, I'm currently being stared down at what I don't know why he has, in fact, been fed.
You could never feed them enough.
The cats
Has
are
it been
coming
more
for
than a
you.
minute? Because that's.
I
But
mean,
hey,
if you would eat his food on a regular basis, like fully, and I would save half of it the next morning, I would feed him more.
well, I'm Rise. Tonight I am going to be playing Dr. Lark, the ship's synthetic counselor and psychologist. And while Sajad is trying to keep people alive, I'm just trying to keep them sane and happy.
Well, I'd be happier if I could, not be here, but
I mean, you signed the contract.
yeah, there is that.
You guys got a contract?
You're
All
not
right.
supposed to tell.
All right, as we dive into this, remember everybody, safety is key. Everybody at the table has a way to get into contact with me directly if they are having any issues with what is going on at the table. We have our safety measures with X cards and things like that. If you as a viewer are having problems with something that is being played out, we encourage you to step away and take the time you need to recover. And if you feel up to it, come back, sit down with us, and find out if Sin becomes a cat or not. We'll see. All right. So when we last left off was the group had decided that the best course of action was to kind of divide and conquer what they were going to do here in the station. They had the manpower that they could split up and do a couple of different groups. Lark and Ijiri were tasked with staying put on the operations level at the console to try to put together a manifesto, find out where they could get spare parts to fix what's going on with the Chetorina, and find out more of what they can. Luger and Drabakowski are supposed to go find Clark and Webb, the two scientists that they were supposed to rendezvous with once getting on the station. And then Nelson, Sajad, and Hedenstrom, I believe, is being added to that group, are going to go hunt down and figure out where Stykes is hiding out. Does that sound right?
I think the
Yes.
logic behind that was that if Nelson dies, then Sajad would still have a buddy in the buddy system.
Okay. So, first group we're gonna settle with is going to be Drabakowski and Luger. I'm gonna take a visit with you guys as you make your way up a level. Or no, you're making your way down one level to Deck C. That's where the closest signal's coming from, with Clark's PDT signal going off in the actual mother mainframe. So you two.
Is there?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I forgot already.
So you two make your way to the chute and make your way down to the connecting alcove and onto the Health and Wellness Center floor. I imagine you kind of make your way going straight for the mainframe.
Yeah.
Okay. So heading straight for the mainframe and opening that door, the entire alcove of the mainframe is filled with smoke and it floods out into the hall. We're just kind of waves it out in front of her face, trying to get out from in front of her. So what the hell is this? I think someone torched it.
That's what it looks like. I'll check it out. Do I have something where I could wear to keep me from breathing in the smoke?
You came in wearing a suit.
Okay. So I want to head in there and kind of see if somebody started a fire, or if something like blew and caused it to catch fire. Like investigate.
So you find yourself kind of fumbling around in the dark for a bit before you finally get to a point where you feel you finally find yourself feeling your way over a chair and the main console, and feeling over what feels like a form of a person, and catch yourself looking something in the face, and you are taking a stress point here when you see it, because this is a person. A person has been torched and essentially almost fused to this chair. They are deformed, they are burnt to a molten crisp. And if it weren't, and you would guess that this thing is human, but it certainly doesn't look all that human. Not entirely.
I'm going to step away from this and see if I could. I really, really want to just leave, but I also want to find the mission recorder.
Um, Make me an observation roll at -2.
You mean plus 5? So do I just click observation and then just subtract 2 from that?
Yes.
Okay.
You can just leave it, it's fine. Just make the panic roll.
You roll. Oh, there it is. Came up a 7.
7, I believe that's a nervous twitch. If I'm remembering correctly. Yep, that is a nervous twitch, but you do find that that box that you're looking for, tucked underneath the recorder, underneath the terminal seat. It's roughly the size of a shoebox. But unfortunately, you're going to have to get real comfortable with that body to get to it. So that is another point to your stress pool.
Do I need to open the box to get what's inside of it out, or could I just grab the box?
You can get the box.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab that and try to leave.
You're just gonna just kind of stop you in the doorway and ask, what do you find? What's that?
Um, I don't know what happened in the chair, but I don't think we should be in here.
What did you find in the chair? You're not telling me anything.
A body fused to the chair.
Body of who? Do you think it was Clerk?
I honestly didn't look because of the fact that it was a body kind of burnt and fused to the chair. You can look. It's still there. I haven't moved the body.
I love the idea of you refusing to look at the body, but still moving it. Like, nope, I'm not gonna look. but I'll move it.
She is going to look because she still just wants to see for herself and make sure. See if there's anything identifiable on them. And see if possibly you can get Mother to wake up. So she takes a few minutes, but she comes back out and says, well, as according to the tags at least, it's Clark. We're not going to get the mother mainframe up and running unless someone dives into the cooling pit and boots her up that way.
So, let's go that way, and I can try to dive in for that, but let's just get step away. I'm not sure what happened to Clark, but it's disturbing.
When you say that way, what are you trying to motion to?
The cooling pit.
The cooling pit?
Yeah.
So the cooling pit is going to be like pretty much underneath there,
Okay.
I believe. I think is
There's no bodies in there, right?
no bodies, just the one in the actual mother mainframe. But no, the cooling pit is below the mother mainframe. So,
Okay.
as I can tell anyway. But that's what you want to do. You want to see about getting it up and running from there.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you want to take the dive, or do you want Luger to?
I will.
Let me take a look at it. Okay. So, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to be taking a dive into what is essentially 4 degrees Celsius coolant, freezing cold, and
Okay.
you're wearing something at least to help keep out some of that cold. I'm gonna need a heavy machinery roll from you. It's gonna take a little bit of time to work. Oh shoot.
I only got one success.
One success is enough.
Okay.
So, with some tinkering and some time, you get the machinery moving again, and mother mainframe boots up.
Okay. So I've done this. Can we go now? Can we?
if you want to take your leave of Mother, you can. Mother is activated and can pretty much answer anything.
Um, can I think about that for a minute? What to ask? Okay, thanks.
So, Lark previously had sent a message to headquarters, and it also downloaded the PDT data for the station. So she can basically tap in and figure out where everybody is on her own pad. Um, as long as a Jiri is not paying too much attention to what she's doing, as long as he's, over there busy doing whatever it is he's doing, uh, Lark is going to start trying to access cameras throughout the station. She's looking for something unusual, but she's not quite sure what it is. Mm, mm-hmm. Bollocks. And she access audio from different places in the station. Like through, I don't know, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like, not speakers, but um, sorry, English deserted me for a second. Uh, like panels where you could talk back and forth or something like that. Is there some way to like turn those on so that she could hear? Yeah, intercom. That's the word I was looking for. Intercom. If there's something like that, maybe throughout the station that she could kind of, turn one on, listen, go to another one. How do they operate this place without audio-visual capabilities? This is very poor planning, I think. Well, hmm, true. Dr. Ajiri, are you having any luck? Hmm. Excellent. That's some excellent work, Doctor. Good job. Yes, we can find that. That way we will be able to get out of here as best as possible. Hmm. Yeah, let's yeah, I would love to listen in and see if perhaps we can come up with an idea. This whole entire station to be seems to be in a great amount of disarray at the moment. Um, we were checking out several leads here and there to see if we can't figure out what may have happened. It certainly strikes me that this particular station is perhaps not up to the physical needs of withstanding this constant bombardment. Efficient, I suppose, in some ways, but still. Um, Dr. Ojiri believes that he has found some of the equipment we might need to repair the ship. Wow. Yeah, that is worrisome. But I'm 100% certain, 100% certain that you are fully capable of doing what needs to be done.
So, turns out I was mute for that whole conversation. So
Oh no.
the gist of that, everybody, is that I was playing the NPC and I was giving them their whole task list of things that they needed to find. Um, yeah, they need to find new batteries, a new compression coil, and a way to cut their spaceship free from the station. That's it. I apologize. That's on me.
Oh, that's all right. I heard you. That's what's important.
Yeah, the worst when we can hear you, so we don't know to tell you.
Yeah. My bad, viewers. I'm so sorry.
Well, with that in mind, perhaps I can use the station's computers here and perhaps find us something that we can use to recharge the power cells.
I'm sure there's a
And
manifest somewhere on there.
and with that, Lark is going to go back to digging around on the computers, specifically looking for energy sources of some kind, whether yeah, ostensibly looking for something to recharge the ship, but also looking for perhaps something a bit more unusual that might be causing certain phenomena.
So, based on what you can gauge from the actual trawler, knowing that this is kind of what it does, its whole function is to gather energy from the actual plasma being swirled around by this giant black hole. Um, you could fire up. You could fire up distillery on the trawling arm to recharge the batteries, or you could find already filled barrels somewhere on the station. Either way, you're gonna have to figure out how to get them to and from.
I feel like the trawling arm might be easier than trying to transport barrels of fuel through this broken ass station. Yeah. Let's see. I'll just start poking around, see if I can't figure out how to maneuver that into place. Not that Lark knows anything about heavy machinery or at all.
So to actually do anything with the arms themselves, you're going to have to actually be on those decks,
Mm, okay.
which ends up being deck H, I believe. Deck G or deck
We are
H.
on.
You're on deck
We're
B
on
right
what right
now.
now? We're on B. Okay, so down. Hmm. Well, Dr. Ajiri, it seems that we may be able to use part of the trawler's machinery and equipment to recharge the batteries on the Chetorina, but someone will need to go down and do it from one of the lower decks. I believe it may be a good idea if I head down that way and see if I can't take care of that.
Were you saying something, Mac?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking to me, the person who's playing
Yes.
the NPC. What did you say? Can you repeat what you said for me?
So Lark basically told Ejiri that they could use the trawling arm to refuel the ship, but someone needed to go down and basically do it, from the lower deck, and Lark volunteered to go do that.
You heard the soldier. We shouldn't be wandering off on our own.
Well, while this is true, I do believe that of everyone, I stand a better chance of making it down there without having to worry about environmental hazards and things of that nature, given my synthetic nature.
And while that's true, that's still puts us in a position where I'm still by myself. So can we really argue that safety either way?
That is an excellent point, Doctor, and I do concede that. Well,
Come on.
for now, I suppose we shall wait for the others.
Let's at least wait until we check in and we can reconvene. Figure out what the best move is after. Fair deal?
Agreed. And Lark will go back to monitoring people's vital signs and poking around on the computers, looking for nothing in particular, just seeing what information can be pulled out of there.
Nelson has 5 stress of increased vitals. However, that would translate.
And now we go to check in on Sajad and Nelson. We're making their way down to deck F,
Mm-hmm.
which is the deck you guys actually crash landed on. So you guys are making
Oh.
your way back down to where you were.
Neat. So we're just
Going to the
those
opposite side.
ground. Okay.
Sometimes you gotta get down, get back up.
Right.
Now that I've caused Shock an incredible pain.
Look, it was going to happen sooner or later. All right. We were going to check up on our contact here, I believe. Who's supposed to be on this floor?
You're looking for Stikes.
Dykes. Okay.
As you make your way back down the chute and then the causeway, instead of taking a left back towards the cell blocks that would have taken you back to your ship, you're instead taking a right to the other side of the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And going into this other line of cell blocks. What you can smell smells acrid. Horrid burnt.
Well, there was a fire here.
There was a fire there. Would you like to know what it is you're smelling?
I don't know if I want to say yes to that.
I think I have an idea, but I would like confirmation. Yeah.
Because it's not going to take you long to figure out as you see a couple of androids dragging a body into a cell, tossing it onto a couple of other bodies.
What looks like a cause of death for these bodies?
I mean, the
Fire.
massive amounts of third-degree burns kind of tip it off, I would imagine.
Hey, it could be another cause in which we would have information. That was a question not about me trying to get killed. That was me asking for genuine information. You'll be able to tell the difference before the end of the episode.
Right.
Most of them fire. This fresh one, probably a lot of blood force trauma.
If that is the case, then I will see if the androids allow me to get close to examine the body.
And of course, because I'm trying to keep you alive, I'm going with to make sure if the androids are of a hostile variety. As stressed as I am, I can actually do something to keep you alive.
I am actually being careful in this, though. Like, I don't know if there's a way to tell between, like, androids that we would know, like Lark, androids that are that biomechanical alien species we saw.
So these androids are very different. So the androids like Lark would be considered the Weyland-Yutani Bishop models. Um, although Lark is definitively female, not specifically the Bishop model, but it's in the same line.
Yeah.
They're more humanoid, they are more personable, whereas these models are considered more like Siegson models. They are very uncanny valley. They look more like mannequins than anything. They're almost like test dummy mannequins.
The working Joes.
The working Joes.
So you're saying that these would be of a model that we would be familiar interacting. Like this is
Yes.
not
They're not unfamiliar. They are they're known.
okay. If that is the case, then I will be less sneaky and more just making sure they haven't malfunctioned in any way as I approach.
If alien isolation is anything to go by, even when they're not malfunctioning, they are very direct in their mission goals.
Well, if they directly cause my death, then I get to be a cat.
All right. I reiterate, I am sticking close to you to to try and circumvent that outcome.
You never let me have any fun, Shock.
I let you have plenty of fun. It's not the killing yourself kind.
So, as you're approaching these two androids, after disposing of the body into one of the cells, kind of right themselves and turn, and after spotting you, they stiffen up and kind of and ask, state your business. State your name, state your business.
Dr. Hector Nelson from whatever ship we are investigating what has occurred at this location.
Sergeant Sajad, Wayne Utani's security officer. I believe we are trying to locate a individual that's supposed to be on site named Sykes. Sykes. I can't
That
remember
is
the name.
correct.
Yes.
You wish to see Warden Sykes.
That is correct. We are supposed to rendezvous with him in regards to the investigation and our other objectives on station. We also need
On the
to confer
way,
with him for repairs of both the station and our vessel.
and on we encountered hostile.
We encountered hostilities already, so we would like to bring that to the attention of the warden.
In case the warden doesn't already.
Please follow us. And they turn and start heading down another path.
Very well. What direction does it seem like they are heading?
So it's a path a little bit further back where you came, but it branches off to another section of the fan.
Getting very hub area feels from the fan, but yeah, that's probably for the best.
So they lead you to the they lead you to an office that is being guarded by another 4 androids, led by one in particular that's got a brand on his forehead. It's a Davis android, and it's got uh, the name Crash on its jumpsuit. Who stops the 2 androids with you at the door and asks what you're doing and surveys you. And he again asks who you are and what you're here for.
Don't see a need to say any different information than what we said the first time.
Yeah, it feels like we just repeat our credentials.
Yeah. 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 Steps inside and opens the door and ushers you both inside as well.
Well, let's go on in.
In for pity and for pound, as they say.
Inside, uh, inside, what you first see is effectively a bullpen. There's a large table that's covered with a blueprint of the station, and an older black gentleman is over it with a chewed-on cigar in his mouth. Looks up at Crash as the door opens, and then at you two, and asks, "Who the hell are you?"
Well, that is a bit different, isn't it?
On
Dr.
me.
Hector Nelson.
Sergeant Sajad. We were sent by Wayland Yutani to investigate. I'm sorry, out of character. I'm trying to remember what exactly were we sent here to investigate.
It was a new species. There was a specific species that we were supposed to investigate.
Oh yeah, the extreme files.
Yeah.
All right. We were sent here by Wayland Yutani to study and investigate the newly discovered life forms in the vicinity in the work area. We had a bit of a rough entry, if you couldn't tell.
It's hard to tell anything with how much this damn station shakes and groans.
Shaking and groaning seems to be the least of your concerns based on what you've seen.
What are you talking about?
Shortly after we got on facility, we were engaged by a hostile life form. Let's go with hostile life form. I don't even know what the hell to call that thing.
It did appear to be some sort of creature. And it definitely reacted with predatory instincts.
I want to go as far as predator. I will say hostile, aggressive. But I'm not the scientist here, so I'll leave that judgment call up to you.
Based on my knowledge of the field, I'd say that it was likely a predator species. And it's not just because Sin thinks that it's incredibly hilarious to call an alien a predator species. There were some... trying to think of the word... evolutions that suggested that it would be a predator of some sort.
All I'm saying, hippos have a very high body count and they're herbivores, so predators might not be an exclusive thing.
It's fair. At this point, it's a hypothesis.
And to the chat, I apologize for me making half the streams I'm in some form of educational. It happens.
That education out of here. We're here for death and cats.
I mean,
We can make that educational too.
yeah. Like, for example, big cats. If they can roar, they can't purr. And if they can purr, they can't roar.
Also, cats and death kind of have a correlation from stories and such.
Also, there is a cat-sized wild cat that has human eyes.
We don't talk about that.
I can't remember the name of it.
That sounds terrifying, to be completely
That's why we
honest.
don't talk about it.
Actually adorable.
Actually terrifying. Anyway, we're explaining things to Stykes. Not cats. We're not explaining cats to Stykes. Although there is a very chubby tuxedo cat sitting in a chair behind him. But he he's staring at the two of you, listening as you talk, and says, "I haven't seen or heard anything about some kind of life form being on the station other than the damn lights that they were talking about. The only thing that's been a threat up until this point has been other people, like Wilkes and her band of ruffians. I can't think of a worse word than ruffians at the moment. I
Look, we understand. You're stressed, you're tired, and it sounds like your inmate population has gone a bit out of hand. That being said, I believe our arrival was you were informed about our arrival, right?
I knew you were
You told
coming.
me. Okay, good. The pencil pushers actually did their job.
Congratulations on making it here.
Yes. So, as we alluded to, we had a bit of a rough entry, and our ship is I'm gonna just rip the band-aid off. It's currently friction loaded to the side of the station.
Okay. What do you expect me to do about it?
So,
Perhaps point us to someone that could be of use if you can't be.
or at least some supplies so we can fix our ship and cut it free.
I don't know where everything is kept, but whatever you can find on this station, you're welcome to it to fix your damn ship. If you can help me get things under control.
Given that we would probably need to do that so that the eggheads can do their research, sure, why not? What seems to be the pressing issues?
Pressing issue that you're probably going to want to worry about is Wilkes rearing her ugly head. She finds out that your ship is here on the station, she's probably going to go after it. Try to use it as a way to get off.
Hmm. All right. Any ideas where we could find Wilkes if she isn't trying to break down the only door onto the ship?
I'm not sure. Probably somewhere on H or G.
Well, is there anything you are sure of?
Real sure that I can put a gun in your mouth if you keep talking to me like that.
I would gladly advise you to not threaten my egghead.
It should be patently obvious that I am capable of taking care of myself.
You did help, and yes, I will acknowledge that you are good in a scrap. but it's my job to keep you alive.
Fair point. Look, if you want to reduce the amount of bodies that are available to you, go ahead. But I think, based on what you've said, you need us. Would I be incorrect?
You cut out for me
Oh, would I be incorrect?
before that part.
Oh, damn. Now it would be helpful if I could remember. Uh, basically, like, if you're
You need
going to
us more
shoot
than we
me,
need
shoot
you.
me, but otherwise, it seems like you need bodies, so you might want jets.
Chill the fuck out, otherwise.
Basically, I'm not going to be your problem unless you make me, then I will be your problem. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my mic. It's acting very weird.
But in the name of some form of cooperation, I already have some people heading to get your mother unit back up and running. So we should have information and comms back up across the station at some point. Could you tell us, at the very least, do you have an idea of how many people are working with Wilkes and if they are currently armed or not? Do you know that? Can you provide that kind of information?
If folks and our people have anything, it's gonna be maintenance equipment. A jack here and there. Stuff like that. Can't be more than. Hold on, give me a moment.
All right. Improvised weapons, but still enough to do some real damage in the right hands. Okay. Anything we should, anything else we should be watching out for if we want to poke our heads around in G and H?
No, nothing that I can think of that you need to keep an eye on. As for how many people are with Wilkes, no more than 20. 15, 20 people most.
Is Wilkes and her people prone to violence, or can they be negotiated with?
Coin toss. New people, she might be willing to talk.
All right. Besides getting off this, well, let's be honest, this rust bucket, what is she after?
She's got some hellbent story about revenge. Really, she's just fucking insane.
And just so I know what cards are on the table, what are we working with that we're willing to negotiate with to get her back under control?
You don't compromise my station, you don't compromise my men. You get her back into a cell. That about sum it up for you?
I can work with that. All right. Well, let's go ahead and see what we can do about this Wilkes problem.
Well, the second we're out of earshot, Nelson is just complaining about this person.
So Josh just going to stoically listen, but he's nodding at just like a agreeing smile on his face.
The cat has decided to follow you out of the office.
I've got to stop and pet the cat. Or at least attempt to.
The cat loves the affection. It's gonna follow you.
Hell yeah.
Kept my Twitter promise, there was a cat.
I mean, even if you didn't, there's been knocks, in and out of the background of my shot. So, cat has
There
been
was a
promised.
cat.
There was a cat.
There was a cat. There could be more cat.
Could be more cat. Alright. I think with that, we're gonna take a few minutes, take a break, and then we will come back around and our teams will reconvene. We'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Bye. Hello, everybody. We are back, and after taking a few minutes to talk about it, we're gonna go ahead and cut tonight's session a little short. So, we're gonna go ahead and do our outros and sign out for the night. So we'll do reverse order this time, starting with Shock.
This Sean, not that one.
Okay.
It's Shock.
Oh, Shock.
Yes. All right. So I've been Checkpoint Failure. I've played Sajad this evening. I know I didn't do very much, but hey, things happen. So where can you find me? You can find me on Twitch here at Checkpoint Failure every Mondays and Wednesdays, normally, where I do my own little thing. I'm currently working my way through Signalis. There will not be any stream for me tomorrow. However, we'll be picking you right back up come Monday after Thanksgiving. That being said, the next time you'll be seeing me in a tabletop in kind of deal will in fact be right back here next Tuesday with more Heart of Darkness. And then, well, we go into the very nebulous territory that is December. That is my schedule. But we do have at least one confirmed date, and that is December the 5th, where not King, Queen's Gate starts getting built. But I will say let Synthetic speak more on that. I believe you can also find me over on Twitter, as long as it still exists, as Checkpoint2 at Checkpoint622, and over on Blue Sky at Checkpoint Failure. Keep track of me there and all my dealings. And I am also fading, and this is bad, so I'm going to pass it on before I stumble over my words more.
Do we go to... I think we actually started with the wrong person for first order. So, Rise, you want to go?
Sure. As Sin said, I'm Rise. Tonight I have been playing Dr. Lark, your lovable synthetic counselor. Let's see. Next time I'm going to be around anywhere, we'll be back here next week on Tuesday with more Heart of Darkness. After that, oh, you know what? Actually, I don't know the exact day, but I want to say it should be this coming Sunday. I believe will be the release of episode 1 of my Old Gods of Appalachia game over on Lost Caravan RPG's YouTube channel. Fantastic, fantastic game. Absolutely love it. So check that out when that gets released. That's going straight. That's going on VOD. After that, I'll be back here on Singularity for, I believe this is our finale for Locust, right?
It's not
Or do we have
supposed.
one more after this?
I
Or maybe we
had
have one more after this. I can't remember.
I had 2 more episodes planned,
Okay, so 2 more episodes. Okay.
but yeah.
So that
There might be
is
one
on-
last episode for Jody.
So that I believe is going to be the 11th. And then the 12th back on Lost Caravan, playing some spooky games over there, written by my friend Danny. And then back on Lost Caravan on the 21st for some Lancers, so some robot fighting good times. But otherwise, yeah, look on social media. You can find me in Blue Sky and all that kind of fun stuff too. Just look for the name. Other than that, your turn, Sam.
Hello, I am Sin Synthetic 20 on Blue Sky, a Synthetic 20 on Twitter. And yeah, the big one coming up is the 5th of December. Myself and 5 of my favorite builders are going to be getting together, creating the static campaign world, in which there are going to be games on my personal channel, which is now Queensgate Chronicles. If you want more info on that, then follow QG Chronicles on Twitter or Blue Sky for more information about that. I also think I'm scheduled on never mind. Just got a thing about that. On the 10th, I will be here for Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse, which I am playing Rapunzel, and we just opened Rapunzel's Tower. So be there for that. We finished off by finding her dad in the tower. And then on Autumn, hopefully we finish killing off Jody. He's only got so many boxes left. And then playing Big Strong Girl on Gay Camp. So it's going to be a wonderful time. And if you haven't heard, also Chancellor of Words with Dice, we have a bunch of wonderful stuff coming up, including some holiday solo games. So if you subscribed over there, then give us a follow and hear more about those. On to Janie.
Hi, I'm Janie. Janie Potts 7575 on social media, and this is the last you'll see me for a while until December at some point. Unless I stumble my way onto something that needs a substitute. And I don't know what else to say other than have fun, everybody. Please take the spotlight off of me.
Meg! Meg is up next.
And I suppose that's me. Hi, I'm Meg, and/or Meg Mysteria. You can find me as such on Twitch, on Twitter, on Itch, and Blue Sky. As far as where you can find me coming up next, you'll find me right back here tormenting these guys once again for Heart of Darkness on the 28th. After that, the next time you'll see me will be right back here on Singularity Roleplay on the 12th of December for Gay Camp, where I torment one of these people some more.
Torment. You delight
Torment.
us with so many food crimes.
I do. So many food crimes. It's a mandatory for each episode. I just gotta figure out what next episode is gonna be. But
Need more
after that,
dinners.
more dinners.
I mean, Watergate salad is an option.
I'm just gonna tap. I'm gonna tap Shock's brain and get all the ideas from him on what I can do. But after that, it'll be over on Neon Lights Roleplay for By His Shadowed Peace and Last Transmission, before coming right back here for Breaking Neon, of course. I know some of those dates are going to be a little bit wonky because of holidays, but we'll figure it out. And of course, we'll let you know as those dates come up. I think that's it. We don't really have a raid target in mind for tonight. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. And we hope everybody